What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Madden 23 Ultimate Team video. In this video, you guys are going to see my personal opinion on the quarterback situation in Madden 23, who I think the best quarterbacks are, a tier list broken down from the very best to the very worst. Let's get right into the video. All right, guys, here's the quarterbacks right here. We have Carson Wentz, Aaron Rodgers, 86 Justin Herbert, 89 Burrow, limited Jalen Hurts, Desmond Ritter, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Montana, who just came out this past weekend. I'm going to tell you guys who the best is all the way down to the worst. We're going to start at the very bottom. But before we get into this tier list, if you guys are not already subscribed to the video and you enjoy the Madden content here on YouTube, I would appreciate you subscribing. Click that sub button. Thank you guys. All right, appreciate the support. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs. That would be amazing. All right, let's get into this video. All right, we're gonna start at the bottom. This list, is strictly based off of Madden Ultimate Team. This man, ironically enough, starting off in the green tier, the dog shit tier, the very, very worst quarterback that you could use of any of these quarterbacks on this list. Ironically enough, he's the most winningest NFL player, NFL quarterback in the history of football. He has won so many Super Bowls. They call him the greatest of all time. Not only the greatest quarterback, but possibly the greatest football player of all time. He's kicking off our list, none other than Tom Brady. Welcome to the dog shit tier. You're in a tier all by yourself, just like in real life. All right, so welcome. Let's move on to the next. All right, we got the C tier. All right, the C tier, there's two players here. The first player, both of these guys are pretty expensive in the game, so that automatically makes it to where if you're that expensive, you better be top tier, and if you're not, that's going to bring your ranking down. So these two guys are pretty expensive. They do not have accuracy like their card says they do. They are just not good quarterbacks in the game, and I don't think they're usable. If you're in the C tier or the dog shit tier, I do not think you should be on any MUT rosters currently, so take that for what it's worth. But the first quarterback that we're going to talk about is 89, Joe Burrow. I just don't think he is good in the game, and I don't think he should be on any roster. So Joe Burrow is going to be in the C tier, and joining him, a card, again, I thought was going to be a good card. He's my favorite quarterback in the NFL. I was hoping he would be good. The best quarterback in football. The only reason he's in front of Joe Burrow is because he's faster, and that gives him a little edge because you can maybe run read option or something like that. All right, so Josh Allen's going to be right in front of Joe Burrow in the C tier. Again, I do not think these quarterbacks should be used. Those three right there that you see that are ranked, I would not advise anyone to use those unless you're purposely trying to de-rank. All right, that's what you're trying to do. All right, let's move into the B tier. I think these guys are usable. All right, I think these guys, they're good enough to be on your roster. If this is where you find yourself, this is your theme team. You think that this is one of your favorite quarterbacks in real life. You want to use them. Go right ahead. But I personally would use anyone in the A tier or the best. I wouldn't use these guys either, but they are usable in my opinion. All right, so let's kick things off in the B tier. 86 overall. Decent amount of people use him in head-to-head. Kind of underrated in the game. Kind of surprising that he's good because in real life he's green. He's where Tom Brady is, but in this game somehow he's in front of Brady, Josh Allen, and Burrow. Let's welcome Carson Wentz. All right, Carson Wentz is in the B tier currently, and just in front of Carson Wentz is a card that you can get for free by getting points in the field pass. All right, the competitive field pass, MUT Champions, solo battles, do the stats, do the sets. You can get this card for free over time, and I think that's a cool thing. I think that free is good. Everyone likes that, especially when it comes to Ultimate Team, such an expensive mode. Trevor Lawrence, slightly in front of Wentz. I think, in my opinion, the only edge is his, a little bit more mobile. All right, he's going to be more mobile than Wentz. I think as far as arm in the game, arm strength and all that, I think he does just as much as Wentz does. So I would have him slightly in front of him on the tier list. And like I said, the bump for him is that he's free. All right, he's free to get, and he's 88 overall. Trevor Lawrence in the B tier. Joining these gentlemen is another quarterback that has some mobility to him. He's able to throw on the run really well. So is Lawrence. He is as well. But I had more success throwing on the run with this quarterback, and I think that early on I really liked him. But cards, as I got cards, ended up getting Trevor Lawrence. I ended up getting trying out Justin Herbert, trying out some of these other cards, and I like those guys better. But early on, I did like this card. But I do have him below everyone in the A tier and everyone, and the person that I think is the best. But Patrick Mahomes is going to be slightly above Trevor Lawrence. So that's going to wrap up our B tier. Again, B tier, if any of these guys are in the roster, I think you're good. It's usable. So that's fine. But I do think you can upgrade with the guys that I'm going to list right now that are in the A tier, in my opinion, or the guy that I think is the best. All right, so let's get right into that. So this is the top 5. All right, this is the top 5 in Madden in MUT 23 at this current point in the game. Let's kick it off. All right, so again, this card, a lot of people chose this card with their rookie premier token. He has a lot of mobility, really good arm. Surprisingly, he was surprisingly good, and he was my favorite quarterback early on, and that's going to be Desmond Ritter. All right, that's all there is to it. He earned himself a top 5 spot. He's still there. All right, let's talk about it. All right, so mobility, good accuracy. That's going to get you in the top 5, and that's it. All right, so let's move on to number 4. This card just came out this past weekend. Expensive, but he has one thing that beats the meta, and that's the ability to hot route twice and quick snap with the conductor ability, and that's Joe Montana. If you guys have Joe Montana, I do advise you to turn on conductor. I've tried it myself. It is really cool, but for some reason, he's just inaccurate. All right, so that brings him down a little bit because of his inaccuracy. All right, I don't know if it's just his release combined with his ratings, but whatever it is, Joe Montana is down some because of his accuracy. If he had accuracy and a good release, he would be the best in my opinion, but he doesn't. But he is in the top 5 strictly off of having conductor. I think that that's pretty valuable in the current meta. All right, third on this list, quarterback that is really good value for his coin. He's not that expensive, and that's Justin Herbert. He has a good release. He's mobile, good accuracy, just a really good quarterback, and he's in the top 3 in my opinion. I think you could definitely use him. You could save some coin. He's way cheaper. He's a fraction of what Montana is. He's even cheaper than Ritter. I think he's the cheapest of any of the top 5. I think Herbert, that's great in itself, and he's good. His arm is good. He's just not as good as these next 2. All right, so the next 2, people are torn who the best is out of these 2, and it's really what you value. It's one of the 2 things. So do you value the better release, or do you value the ability to move the pocket and scramble through the tackles and things like that? So in my personal opinion, I value that because I think the meta, right? So it's 3-3. And people say, oh, you got to sit in the pocket and throw either. Yeah, but when you start dotting, right? So you start shredding a blitz, and people that blitz over time, people are going over the time in the game. They're going to stop blitzing you. They're going to start sending 3, sending 4. You're going to pick up that, and what can you do? You could take off with your legs. So I think that having that ability, to me, that's just a lot of value, and the drop off from their release is not that drastic in my opinion. All right, so I think right now, for me, I would say the current best quarterback in MUT is none other than Jalen Hurts. Now, there's going to be people that argue Rodgers, and I'm cool with that. If you want Rodgers to be the best, there's a lot of pros that believe that. And listen, pros know the game. They know that. But guess what? This is just what I think is more valuable in the game, and where the current meta is, and where it's going to be going. So I think Hurts is the best right now, and that's who I would take. If you have the ability, the coin doesn't matter, I would go with limited Hurts over the rest of the field. But that is my tier list. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you guys like this. Do you like this style of video? Let me know in the comment section. I can do tier lists for days. Let me know, give me some suggestions on what you guys want to see. Pass rushers, the best man corners, the best cornerbacks coverage overall, the best running backs, Whatever it may be, leave it in the comment section. Leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.